You must think now. They know who gets the wish. They know that wish. Yo, we don't finish. I win that. Okay, you win that. What you are making? They will leave it to you. But continue.
Remember that I like to you are fighting. You are fighting in the opportunity.
No, this is the integrity of INEC by fighting. INEC is there to be there to defend themselves. So you get what I'm saying? You may be lucky it's not at one leg. You may be lucky to restore 2 legs. Leg number 1, INEC declare you a winner. It's a 2-round box. INEC declare you a winner. When the other party did not instigate the case, you are weak forever. When the other party instigates the case, continue your government, but you will still be going to court to defend yourself. Look at the case of Imo State. It is after that you have won that after they don't go to court. The FPS did not go to court. It was the APC that and they see some premises. All that is not court. Leo. Where they see that
Good morning, welcome to the program this morning. This is Vice Standards at the Newsstand. I am Christian Chiku. Welcome to the program. Yes, today is the 20th of July, 2022, and we're here to get people talking, responding to the reports that we have on the national dailies this morning. Once again, welcome. I'm Christian Chiku. We are right here in Ogba, and I have our committed analysts here this morning. They are here to do justice to the newspaper headlines. Let's go straight to the dailies. I have the Daily Sun. I have the Daily Sun and also have the New Telegraph, the Daily Sun and the New Telegraph. This morning, Yes, what does the sun have for us? Our mama killings, the youth barricade Owerri on Onitsha Road. Youth barricade Owerri on Onitsha Road. Masop calls for disbandment of Ibuagu. Victims are bandits. Uzodima insists. He insists that the victims were bandits. Masop calling for the disbandment of Ibuagu as victims have been called bandits by the governor of Imo State, Uzodima. 5 Abia traffic agency officials arraigned for pushing girl out of moving vehicle. 5 Abia traffic agency officials arraigned for pushing girl out of moving vehicle. Now on the ASU strike, it seems things are getting more serious over the threat of NLC saying they are going to shut the economy of the country for 2 days. Buhari gives Adamu 2 weeks to end ASU strike. Buhari gives Adamu 2 weeks to end ASU strike as NNPC transits to full commercial entity. NNPC transits to full commercial entity. Yes, Buhari gives assurance of global best practice. Fuel outlets to hit 1,500 in 6 months. Pledges Abakari. If you have failed in one task, why do you want us to still believe you also give your responsibility for another task? Buhari gives assurance again on the NNPC that has turned into a full commercial entity. Surgery, Osinbajo making steady progress, starts working. Surgery, Osinbajo making steady progress and has started working. That's from the doctors. APC unveils Tinubu's running mate at Shetima today. APC unveils Tinubu running mate Shetima today. His choice not to ignore religious concerns. That is from the campaign director. His choice not to ignore religious concerns from the campaign director. Opera in customs over promotions. Officers earlier promoted in 2009, 2010 to AXC without execution petition. Senate officers earlier promoted in 2009. Yes, there's an opera in the customs as and an allegation of junior officers promoted over senior officers. 2023, INEC will deliver best ever election. 2023, INEC will deliver best ever election. That's from Yakubu. INEC on his part is vowing that they will deliver the best ever election in the country. Says commission committed to clean polls. Says the commission is committed to clean polls. Adeboye denies endorsing Tinubu, stands by Khan's directive. Adeboye denies endorsing Tinubu, stands by the Christian Association of Nigeria's directive. One of the directives say don't vote for anybody that is in support of Boko Haram or a financier or a part of Boko Haram, and don't vote for anybody that is involved in a drug case. Some of the criterion that the Christian Association of Nigeria gave to Christian faithfuls. Youth mobilized against Muslim ticket. Youth mobilized against Muslim ticket. Insecurity, government have failed Nigerians. Masari on insecurity, government have failed Masari, have failed Nigerians. That's according to Masari. I believe Masari was one of the governors that was pictured with bandits in a picture. The bandits were holding guns and with the governor, while the governor flanked by his security aides. They were taking pictures with bandits. The same Masari has come out to say that government have failed Nigerians. Okay, let's move over to the New Telegraph. This morning, CBN warned banks customers against illegal forex deals. CBN warns banks customers against illegal forex deals. Raises interest rate to 14%. Disburses 20 billion naira rebates on non-oil exporters. Disburses 20 billion naira rebates on non-oil exporters. Missing crude. Federal government secured $1.7 billion arbitral award. Nimasa, $5 billion professional fee paid to legal team for 10-year retainership. Yes, why prison inmates may not vote in 2023. That's by INEC. Why prison inmates may not vote in 2023. Says it delivered in Ekiti and Osun polls. On Sanwo-Olu, police deserve better funding and training. That's from Sanwo-Olu. Police deserve better funding and training. EFCC extradites FBI wanted internet fraud suspect to US. EFCC extradite FBI wanted internet fraud suspect to the US. Buhari orders minister address ASU other strikes within 2 weeks. Address ASU and other strikes within 2 weeks. That's the order from Buhari. Union blames Ngige for prolonged strike as NANS-backed NLC set to join protest. Kaduna now dangerous for Christians, says Khan. Kaduna now dangerous for Christians, says the Christian Assembly of Nigeria. As terrorists kill abducted Catholic priests. As terrorists kill abducted Catholic priests, we are collaborating with security agencies to neutralize threats. That's from the Kaduna security system. We are collaborating with security agencies to neutralize threats. NNPC goes commercial as federal government privatizes and unveils its new logo. NNPC goes commercial as federal government privatizes, unveils new logo to increase sales outlets to 1,500 in 6 months. 200 million Nigerians will benefit from NNPCL's 15 trillion naira assets. Buhari. Federal government lost $50 billion investment before PIA. That is silver. Yes, airline passengers are to pay more as operators plan 40% fuel surcharge. Airline passengers to pay more as the operators plan 40% surcharge. Let's look at some of the stories like the president of the academic staff union of universities, Prof. Emmanuel Osodeke, on Tuesday slammed the federal government for failing to prioritize education in Nigeria, stating that the woes bedeviling the sector will not end until the ruling elites are forced to train their children in public schools. Osodeke, while dismissing the 2-week ultimatum issued to ministers by the president, Major General Muhammad Buhari, to end the strike, stated that ASU had concluded negotiations with the government and was only waiting for the ministers to sign the agreement reached by the university lecturers. Osodeke recalled that after the negotiation, ASU gave the government 6 weeks. That was 22nd of May. We are now in July. We agreed in 6 weeks. Now, nothing has happened. That has expired. Nothing happened. Now it is another 2 weeks. Where we are, if we are serious, if we really want to resolve these problems, it should not take more than 2 days, he stated. Okay, let's look at Osun State. Don't tamper with election materials. Adeleke wants INEC. The Osun State governor-elect Senator Ademola Adeleke has won the Independent National Electoral Commission against tampering with the election, the materials used for the July 16 Osun State governorship poll in a bid to favor the All Progressives Congress. Adeleke, in a release signed by the chairman of his media management, said that there were insinuations that the leadership of the APC was working on INEC to tamper with some electoral materials that would be used against his victory at the Election Petition Tribunal. The statement added that some APC leaders have been moving around local government offices of the commission to liaise with the INEC officials who would tamper with some election materials kept in their custody. On Adeboye and the Christian Assembly of Nigeria, and also Tinubu, the General Overseer of the Redeemed Christian Church of God, Pastor Enoch Adeboye, on Tuesday, the night meeting with the presidential candidate of the All Progressives Congress, Asiwaju Bola Tinubu. The church, in a statement on Tuesday, said Adeboye was under the authorities of the Christian Association of Nigeria and the Pentecostal Fellowship of Nigeria, adding that he would not speak on behalf of Christians on issues regarding policies. This is even as the leadership of the APC announced that Tinubu's running mate, Senator Shetima, will be presented on Wednesday at Shehu Musa Radwa Center. Yes, the man in charge of the Redeemed Christian Church of God has debunked the rumor that he had endorsed Tinubu as a candidate that the church will vote for. Nigerian army fires 80 soldiers. Nigerian army fires 80 soldiers because they were fleeing from Boko Haram terrorists after running out of ammunition. Information reaching reporters said that Nigerian army fires 80 soldiers for fleeing from Boko Haram terrorists after running out of ammunition. The Nigerian army has allegedly dismissed no fewer than 80 soldiers from service over disobedience to a standing order. How would these officers face the Boko Haram when there is no ammunition with them? Probably the ammunition has depleted and is running out. Yes. Oyetola pencils 50 lawyers, APC Adeleke trade ward. Osun State Governor Boyega Oyetola may engage no fewer than 50 lawyers, including senior advocates, to challenge the victory of the People's Democratic Party candidate Ademola Adeleke in last Saturday's governorship election in the state. Yes, there's a plan to turn this election around by the APC. And lastly, Abia Poly loses accreditation over unpaid salaries. Abia Polytechnic loses accreditation over unpaid salaries. The National Board for Technical Education on Tuesday announced the withdrawal of the accreditation status of the Abia State Polytechnic APA due to non-payment of staff salaries and allowances for over 30 months. This is contained in a statement by the MBTE's head media department, Fatima Abubakar in Kaduna State. Yes, I have Mr. Chigozie. Come on, Mr. Chigozie. We are still at another bystander this morning. Let's start with the Awa Mama. Killing youth and barricade on the roads. Massive call for disbandment of Iwagu. Why Uzodinma insists that the victims are bandits?
It's very unfortunate. Bandit in what respect? How do you try them? Which courts was they arraigned? See, when the state government under democratic setting becomes a very useless and irresponsible government that resorts to jungle justice rather than taking, of course, the due process of the law under democratic settings. Why will life be taken over 14 hefty young men who came for wedding only to meet their untimely deaths? I watched the video. I was so embittered. This is what has been going on daily basis. You see, how can you destroy innocent lives? You call them bandits from where? People who visited their country home or for festive period, for wedding, to show solidarity to their loved ones. You just opened fire on them. The way they dress, do they look like bandits? Is that how bandits have been dressed? Do you see them with AK-47 or 48 or 49? Do you see them killing any persons? The ones you see what is going on. When we stand here to talk, some gullible and irresponsible people will not understand what we are saying. They should take a look. And it will never be well with anyone who supports impunity. If Hope Uzodinma was killed in his youthful age, he wouldn't have the opportunity to even give birth. Of recent, he was celebrating the wedding of her daughter. The same wedding that people went to, young men went to, and Uzodinma sent higher assassins, killer squad. What did he intend to achieve? Nobody knows. Uzodinma is committed to the gradual and consistent annihilation of my own people. This is just one of the things that are happening on daily basis. The people you killed belongs, they are fathers, they are uncles, they are, of course, children to different families, so they belong to community. How do you establish that they are bandits? What is bandit, by the way? Bandit simply means people who extort money or belongings from others. Then if truly they are bandits, is that how they should be treated? Is there any law that says that when you catch a thief, even though that you call them thieves, that it should be executed in such manner?
Were they armed?
Yeah, and that is the fundamental issue. How did he establish that these people are bandits? Innocent young men who came back. That's why in Imo State, people are not longer coming home. The last time I traveled was just, I saw although my people, the area deserted because of the heinous activities of Uzodinma. Hopeless and hopelessness. Uzodinma. Well, of course, my happiness is that no wickedness will go unpunished. It has never been. No wickedness will go unpunished. It doesn't matter the time. Time is immaterial. Because there will be a moment of recompense. There will be a moment of whatever you sow, you must reap. That is true. You cannot be celebrating the weddings of your daughters or whatever, and you want to put people, subject many families, many homes to such level of mourning, bitterness, heartbreak, and you think that you are happy because you surround yourself with security orderlies and that. I think that you are equally shit on elu.
Okay.
You can't be greater than God. You can never be equated to God. People who took that part, some part is taken. You should go and read the antecedents. You cannot waste the life of innocent people, of any family, even though they are armed criminals. Why shouldn't you bring them to court, to book through judicial process? When did Opus Onima become a tyrant and the autocratic? Of course, he's a very demonic personality. It's very unfortunate. And of course, people took out to the street to express such level of impunity, wickedness. These are men who, of course, people that are killed, over 14 people were killed in a single day, in a single moment. Then you can now imagine, from the level of damage, the level of devastation, how many youths have disappeared. All these people are men, young men with future, young men with full of life, young men with visions, with aspirations. Their life was just cut short. I think that it will be well with anybody responsible or involved, indirectly or directly.
What should the people of People State do?
Of course, they have been able to register their grievances and they are not backing down. Because this is injustice to all. It is an injustice to all, and we cannot shy away from that. The government must be held responsible. It doesn't matter what happens. Because Hope is just an individual. Whether his toll is the mandate of the people or not is immaterial. You are duty bound by the useless constitution, of course, that brought him to fall. Otherwise, people like him, who is known, world acclaimed fraudster, cannot have an opportunity of occupying any public service. And you're not using it against your own people. You had your own killer squad against your own people.
Okay, let's go back. Adeboye denies Endorsing Tinubu stand by Christian Action of Nigeria's directive on who to vote.
My people say, DK Anaha Logo Agulo. You cannot continue to kill your own people, your own children, your own, brothers, and think that you can only to keep watch. Maybe to please, of course, your Fulani caliphates. Well, Adeboye has the right to make his statement, and that is immaterial. How can I be discussing, politics when we are in the state of mourning? Several thousands, over 50,000 youths have disappeared under the watch of Hope Uzodinma. And some people that have said it's a mere claim. Okay, this one is enough meat for them to go and eat and begin to celebrate. You think if you're the one, God forbid, that your brother was killed, will you be happy with Hope Uzodinma? Huh? But these are humanities. We must not wait until it affects us directly. Because what affects those young, vibrant, energetic youths also affect me. Because if I have attended that wedding, I would have been a victim. Likewise, everybody.
What's the yardstick to determine
So
bandits?
that is the. Of course, it has a moral obligation, of course, to answer to that. Is it? How do you define banditry? When you see people on the street, when I visited Oluden last about 6 or 7 weeks now, I saw this useless of Ebubago searching almost all the Maruas, all the cars, searching them. And I said, what are these people doing? How can you be disrupting people's public peace under the disguise of whatever you are looking for? People you are looking for are there on the regular roads. Distorting people, extorting people, harassing and molesting people, killing people under the disguise of whatever is very is barbaric and unacceptable. So talking about election here is I can't just be so irresponsible to discuss about elections where my people are being killed. So I'm protesting, I'm not happy. And the worst you see, if you're an Igbo man, if you're lover of humanity, you should lend your voice to what is happening. Because if any justice that is not treated, that is not checked, will also affect the next person. Today, those over 14 young men are down under the pool of their own blood. Tomorrow, it might be the victim of tomorrow, might be the survivor for today. So all Pusodima must be held accountable. You see, it doesn't matter whatever is happening now, but for every system of wickedness, every cycle of wickedness, there is always an end. That is what they must, of course, not forget.
Okay, Kaduna now dangerous for Christians, says Christian as well Nigeria. Kaduna now dangerous for Christians, says Khan.
It's very unfortunate. That is a system called Nigeria. And anyone promoting one Nigeria, anyone who supported this government and who is still supporting this government, you may have supported this government in error, just like my brother Kunle. He supported this government in error, but I know that now he has learned his lessons. He has understood that what his intention was far from what does not, of course, coincide, does not align with the so-called mantra of change, deceptive mantra of change. But anyone who is still supporting this government, may the blood of those innocent souls be upon them, upon their generation, until 4th generation. May they never escape this. It will never be well with them. It will never be well with them.
Okay.
You see, it will never be well with them. It will never. As I tear this clothes, it will never be well with them. It will never be well with them. And this becomes this end. I will wear this clothes. As I tear this clothes, the generation will never escape from the judgment of God. This is my protest against the wickedness and impunity happening in this country. It will never be well with them. Wherever you are, it will never be well with you. If you are supporting wickedness, the waste of innocent blood, it will never be well with your generation.
Okay, thank you very much, Mr. Chigozie. I have Mr. Raphael. Mr. Raphael, good morning, Mr. Raphael. Don't worry. Mr. Raphael.
Say it. We say it. That is the society we are, the kind of atmosphere we have in Nigeria here. Especially, let me tell you, Christian, what is going on in Imo State. Uzodima's generation, after generations, will never be forgotten by people in a haste. This has come, this kind of action, this kind of wickedness, that started at gruesome killings, wasting of innocent youths, innocent blood in Imo State. It can never be wiped out of history in a haste. It has come to stay. Whatever I have, tell me.
Okay, let's
See, let me tell you, Uzodinma is killing youths, giants, grown-up youths, exposing Igbo land to the perility of what? Perility of what? Security porosity. If the Fulani terrorists strike. This is the strategy the Fulanis are using. They want to clear the whole youth because they know those youths stand as a menace to their invasion. We are the one that, the youths are the one that will stop the Fulani from striking in Igbo land. And their Fulani masters, they know. Hope is a blood, what drunk man? Is a blood sucker. Look at the innocent youth. People that are doing what? Wine carrying, traditional marriage. What are their offenses? Out your, has it been proven by the court, in a court of law, that those people are hoodlums? Where is it that the evidence, emanated from, that warrants this kind of illegal killing? It's extrajudicial. The shooting, the killings of the youth in Igbo land, not only the one that happened at Owamama, is what extrajudicial. Let me tell you, if ever after Buhari, IRAF did not hear that ICC, EU, United Nations take action against what is happening in Igbo land, okay, I will know what to do. Yes, I will stand against United Nations. I will protest against United Nations. I will be protesting online against EU, against all of them. They are vagabonds. Igbos are dying every day. Ikonso was killed. Has it been proven in the court of law? Pope Uzodinma claimed the responsibility that he has killed his brother Ikonso. What did he do? After hijacking the Edo House mandate. What? Okay, let me tell you. Right from one sense, from in the reminiscence of this trouble, how do you just, create a story about what is happening in Igbo land? It started when someone's mandate was stolen. Yes. I didn't understand. I know Imo people, they are peace-loving people. They are law-abiding. Youths are the strong bone of any community in Igbo land. Youths are the strong bone of any nation. Biafra strong bones today are going down the drain. They are sinking on daily basis because those that don't want Biafra, they want us to remain slaves in Nigeria. That's why this kind of bloody connivance is progressively moving on, going on in Igbo land. Every day, youths, see, 150 youths were killed in Imo State. Some persons think that we are just, it was a prank. We said about it here today. See, let me tell you, we mentioned it on this platform that 50 youths were killed. Some persons wanted evidence. Do you know what happened? You know what happened? You know what happened? It was due to the protest staged yesterday across Igbo land that made people now know that truly, actually, the youths are being killed and maimed on daily basis in Igbo land. But let me tell you, those giants, those Dimba, 14 in number that were killed, let me tell you, hope we never, generations of the governors in Igbo land, Omahi, Enyinia, the governor of Enugu State, Hope Uzodinma, okay, they will never go scot-free. Their generations of their offspring. Ibokwe, Joy Ibokwe, the supporters of Igbo's enemy, the supporters of our adversaries, the supporters of hostilities against the Igbo nation. They and their generations can never, ever go unpunished. The God of Jacob, we are the Jacobites. We are the living Jacobites of this generation. The God that I serve, we never allowed these crops of wicked politicians in Igbo land to go scot-free. God must surely punish them for committing all this inimical action.
What is the solution to the crisis?
There's no solution because, ask me, let me tell you, soldiers are shielding them. Soldiers are coming, attacks from the youth, resistance from the youth. Soldiers are just curbing the youth from attacking Fulani herdsmen, curbing the youth from attacking Uzodinma. Uzodinma is number one at terrorists in Igbo land. They use soldier and police. Terrorists will come to Igbo land, kill farmers, kill fishermen, kill communities, kill villagers. Nigerian soldiers will be shelving them. So you are telling me that Buhari is not a terrorist. You are telling me that what is happening in Igbo land is not from their Fulani masters. They synergize with their Fulani masters, Fulani oligarchs, and keep on what? Reducing our number on daily basis. How many are the Igbos? One Igbo man you killed, one Igbo giant you killed. What? 7,000 Fulani men. Useless people that lives in the bush. They live in the bush.
Let's address other issues.
Fulani is the cause of the problem going on in Igbo land. The Fulani oligarchs are using Opus Odima and his colleagues against us to reduce us in our large number. And nobody's saying anything. The lack of Iwanyangu is there. The lack of actors is there. Many of them that are still alive today. And the Igbo youths are going down on daily basis. Okay. See, this generation, they will never forget in a haste what will happen to Uzodimma's family. I don't mean only Uzodimma's family. This generation will not forget in a haste.
Let's go. Kaduna now dangerous for Christians. Says Khan.
Kaduna, yes. Two Catholic priests were kidnapped last week. I didn't understand. Yes, 2 Catholic priests were kidnapped last week. One died. Thank you. El-Rufai government does not want coexistence of Muslim and the Christians in that state. Both North Kaduna and South Kaduna are teamly what? Christians. In the Northern Kaduna, you have Kafanchai. Yes. Sango. Kataf. I didn't understand where Gongwok. Where this man Lekwot. You understand where Lekwot comes from? They are Christians. Kaduna State is teamly what? They are teamly Christians both in the Northern Kaduna and Southern Kaduna. Kafancha. So what is annoying the Fulanis is that they still resist Fulani. Because if you look at Southern Kaduna is 3 times the land size of Kanu. I'm repeating it. Southern Kaduna is 3 times the land mass of Kanu State. So that state you have, you see, has vast natural resources. If not mineral, there are other resources we can even, at least count on. That is so vast, so much in Kaduna State. Are you listening to me? So the Fulani oligarchy, they are trying to reduce the population of those Hausa locals. To my greatest surprise, Kaje tribe, the Hausa. Kaje tribes are mostly Southern Kaduna and even Northern Kaduna and other tribes. And these tribes are Lemun. Not speaking Hausa origins. If you look at them, they are. And what Fulani is doing there is that Fulani is shooting everybody, every Hausa man, Hausa youth in Kaduna State, indiscriminately, regardless of your religion. No, both Hausa Muslim, both. And this time, their agenda this time that they come out with Chatima. We have been they started criticizing Muslim ticket terrorists. We are saying it here. Pantami and the rest of them. Sorry.
Okay.
So let me tell you, it is their own agenda. They started this agenda for over 200 years. They keep on crawling in. They are just like rainwater. Do you understand? If you read The Night Train, by I think Gabriel Okara, do you understand? If you read The Night Train, you will find out how the rain comes from the roof. It drops outside, maybe on the walkway. Before you notice, it started crippling inside the rooms. That is how the invasion of the Fulanis are. They started this agenda in 18th century. And see how they have what? Hold their Hausa, counterparts. Fulani is in control of the whole north, irrespective of the fact that they are not up to 10 million in population. But see what is going on today. The Hausas are so docile and complacent. I listen to me. They are easily satisfied. That is, let me tell you. When you talk about people that can accept strangers, that can like people because of what common language as a medium of communication. That's why the house has allowed Fulani to mount on them till today. See, the Christians in Kaduna, as I'm talking to you now, they are mobilizing themselves for self-defense. But ask me, how are they going to do that? Because the other time, the Hausa Christians, took arms and challenged the bandits. What happened? They were reducing the bandits. They were reducing them in their large numbers. What happened again? Behold, a white helicopter emerged from nowhere.
Okay.
We are still asking, who took responsibility of flying into that scenario with a white helicopter? Whose helicopter is that? They started shooting those Kaduna locals, those Hausa locals. Before you know it, bandits started prevailing on them, and all of them were killed. I didn't understand. So this time around, what is going on in Kaduna State is not a matter of just voicing it out that Kaduna Christians are. No! It's an agenda to be fulfilled. They want to seal the deal. They started in 18th century. It's the conclusion of Osman and Fodio ideology that Nigeria vast landmass belong to Fulani, belong to Osman and Fodio, their father, and they're going to take it over, the whole Igbo land. They boasted to Priletuche. Don't you see that Igbo land belongs to us? We are going to take all of them. Even the money you are paying us to the tune of 100 million. We are using it to do what? To procure, to buy arms. So is Yoruba land. The Fulani, they have taken over the whole Yoruba forest. I'm telling you what? Truth. Raw truth.
Let's go to that.
See, let me tell you. What will take place, solution as you ask me. You know the solution. There must be ethnic cleansing, sort of. What happened in CAR in 2013 must happen in Nigeria. Bet me. Because we are not waking up. After all, we are here enjoying ourselves. The Hausa locals and farmers in Kaduna, the Doma locals and the TV locals, I got two farmers in Benue State. They are seeing her there in the forest while we are drinking what? Icy Coke and Pepsi here. We don't know until it gets to us. See, let me tell you, the very day alarm go blow in Lagos, you say I told you. Alarm, it go blow now. Look at them. They all employ Merua. That is in the Nabam Mille, those ones that sell water. Merua. They all employ Gota dredgers. Lagos State allowed them. They all employ bikers, Okada bikers. Lagos State allowed them. Look at the faces of those people. Where are the military intelligence? Where are the state security agents like CID? Yapa. When you went that course, if you look at a man, psychologically, we find out the content of his heart or mind. That is what makes you a good detective and a military or police officer. Look at all of them. They are wicked. They look wicked. These ones you see are what? Aligning. What? Aligning, I mean alliance with ISIS. The day they will strike Lagos, that is when the whole Nigeria will wake up against Fulani. And the Fulani, we must chase Fulani what? To deserts. They are going back to Sahel.
Okay, thank you very much, Mr. Martin. Sorry, Mr. Raphael. If you the stream yard, just give 1 minute. The stream yard, you can call in. Let's see if we have a caller. We have a caller this morning. Let's see. Click on that stream yard and also be part of the program and call in so that we can have your own part of the contributions.
Thank you, Christian. Thank you, Christian.
Okay, I have Mr. Rab Chiamaka. Good morning.
Thank you, Christian.
Yeah.
Let me just take 2 minutes, and I appreciate Flip TV. Thank you, Flip TV, for.
Okay, let's start with Mr. Rab. Mr. Rab, contribute in the next 2 minutes.
Yeah, for the opportunity you have given to us to join in this public expression of our concern. Thank you very much. I want to quickly appreciate Chigozie for his protest, and I joined in the protest. I made in the super chat contribution to support that protest, and I want to say that every Southeasterner that is not already angry and protesting the killing of those 14 youths, you have it in your mind that disaster is coming to visit you, because Hope Uzodinma is a vampire, sucking the blood of our people. And if we keep quiet and allow it to continue, we are going to face the music, every one of us. And I thank you, Flip TV, for being there to open up these discussions for people to see what is happening to our people. I am a Biafran and I stand for Biafra. I represent Biafra. Nigeria is not working. It is either we break it up now to save life or every one of us will perish. Thank you very much, Flip TV. I greet you all. Have a wonderful day. Greetings to my friend Raphael. Raphael is my man. Tell Raphael
Okay,
that
Mr. Adeboye,
I
let me have
contributed here
Mr.
today
Adeboye
to support. Thank
on
you.
the program.
Thank you. Thank you.
Adeboye, yeah. You have 2 minutes, Mr. Adeboye. So let's get your own. No. Yeah, Adeboye, yes. So let's have Mr. Adeboye. You have 2 minutes. 2 minutes. Let's get your contribution. Okay, I have Mr. Odeze. Udeze, yes, sir. Good morning, Mr. Odeze.
Yeah, good morning, Christian. Can you hear me?
Mr. Odeze, good morning. You have 2 minutes. Contribute to the program.
Well, good morning for giving me this opportunity. I greet you all from here. I contributed last time. You know what we are discussing, the topic today about purpose of the media. Very, very unfortunate that the governor will be killing the people that he claimed to be governing. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. I can hear you.
Yeah, I want to contribute on the topic of the about purpose of the media. Purpose of the media is unfortunate that the governor who claimed to be presiding over the affairs of the state, they have the effrontery to be killing and wasting young innocent lives that have done nothing to him. In the name of protecting the caliphate, in the name of supporting the central government that imposed him on the people. He is governing on a stolen mandate. That is the truth. And he can go to any extent to defend that mandate. He's trying to please other people at the detriment of his people. The same people he claimed that he's governing over. It's unfortunate. The only advice is this. It's high time the Imolites will rise up in unison and protest so that this man they will pass a vote of no confidence on purpose of the man. He will leave that seat. He will leave that seat because if they allow him to stand, this man will continue killing because since the inception of this administration, he has been killing. And nothing has not achieved anything up to this moment except killing.
Okay, thank you very much.
I do have a lovely day.
Thank you very much.
That's over there.
Okay, one more person, Mr. James. Good morning. Mr. Kule, good morning, Mr. Kule.
Yeah, good morning, Christian. How are you doing?
Let's look at some of the reports that we have this morning. Address also other strikes within 2 weeks. That's Buhari's directive to the ministers. Address the strike within 2 weeks.
The problem is, Buhari, good morning, viewers. Good morning, everybody. God bless you all. What Buhari is saying, can they match his talk with action? Totally no. Ngige has come out to us. He came out to us that Nigeria is broke. Nigeria cannot afford what ASU is demanding for. And now, Mr. Buhari is speaking with another double mouth again. I think they are just cajoling this ASU. They don't have time for them. They don't have time for them. And the NLC, the political NLC, I think for their safe, what's it called, face saving. That is what they just did, to come out and put the solidarity along with the, put on the solidarity along with the ASU. They've known that the way these people are going, they have no money to pay. Now, this country is broke, my brother. They have all the money that they're supposed to give to ASU, they've used it for campaign, they've used it for election. I mean, so what else do you think? Where would they get money for? Nobody is ready to borrow them money. Now, what I expected was all these 100 million, they I mean, they put on the presidential aspirant this thing fee. They should have, sum it together and give it, for the party, both APC, both PDP. Because when it comes to education in this country, it affects all lives. If either the children of APC member and the children of PDP member, they all spoil this country together. So what they can they ought to have done that presidential ticket form they sold. They should have collected the money, part of it, and collect what's it called? This Attorney General that looted 80 billion, collect all those looters' money. Accountant General, what's it called? Accountant General that looted 80 billion, collect that money, collect all the looters, all the corrupt guys they put on trial, collect their money, and go into NNPC and open inquiry and investigation on their books, because the most corrupt institution or organization under the federal government is like NNPC.
NNPC goes commercial.
It's just thank God. It's just a face saving. It's a face saving for them. After they've looted the whole national resources, there is no transparency in NNPC. There has never been any transparency in NNPC. It's a cash cow. It's a cash cow for any government that comes in. That is why there cannot be any transparency. So all this one they are saying, when the chips are down, that is where, and they are doing this in order to remove the subsidy easily. And as I've been told now, subsidy has been removed. It's like a breaking news. They've removed subsidy. Systematically, they've removed subsidy. They are just hiding. They are just boboing us because it's turning commercial now. It's turning commercial, and nobody want to run a company and lose, and get at loss. Nobody wants to run a company at loss. As it is now, and the issue there's no business for government in business, right? Government don't have anything to do. Government don't have anything to do with business. You leave the business of private sector, but they've forgotten that they make the NNPC dry before they realize now that they cannot manage, the oil sector again. But let's say that is not to say that there are no countries that are managing their own oil sector well. Like when you look at Saudi Aramco is being managed by Saudi government, right? Then this Russia, what's it called, oil company is being managed by the government of the Russia. But is being our own resources, our own NNPC is being managed and looted by the government's officials, because all this fuel subsidy is a scam. It's been a scam. That is why they could not repair the refinery. It has been from the successive government, but this one is worse off. It's worse off I've ever seen. Worse off.
Let's look at Electoral. Electoral engages the services of 50.
Oh, Electoral should go and sit down. He should go and sit down. If he has lost the election, he has lost. He should go and sit down. He should look at the next line of his life that he will engage on. He has lost the election. You are a sitting governor for how many years? For 4 years. For 4 years. And you know where you went to during the first time election you did. If not that there was on the table deals, that brought you to that place. Then you also have checked, your weakness and work on it. But he sat there. He was, as I've been told, I went to Oshu. They said, Yetola is just the governor of the pensioner and the governor of the civil servant. So he did not even touch any of the citizens, their life. They've not seen much development. They've not seen anything that impacts into their economy. So Oshu, being a state that is not too buoyant, it's not too rich, there are resources there. We have the gold mining there. And that is why I'm still going back to that referendum. Let's go on restructuring of this country, because there's a gold mine lying low, far low on the ground of Osun State, but nobody dare touch it. But when you go to Zamfara too has gold. They mine their own. They brought it out. They sold it to Central Bank for 5 billion naira. Nobody questioned them. So the equity is not there. the equity is not in this federation system we are practicing now. That is why you could look at what is happening in all the southern enclave now. There's insecurity, and what I see is there is an agenda to make the south insecure likewise, so that there won't be much blame game on the north. That is why those people are pushing down to cause what they caused in the north, in the south likewise. And I could say, and we in the south here, we should be our brother's keeper. If they are doing us, if there's a cost they want to place on us, we should check out and watch that cost. Because what happened in Imo, may the soul of those innocent people rest in perfect peace. What happened in Imo is a nonchalant attitude by anybody that carry out that massacre. It's a nonchalant, and that person will not witness goodness in his life again. Their generation will not witness goodness in life. Small children putting pump action on them. I mean, it's so disheartening. And the Igbo airlines has to come up now. The Ohanize, that is, if there's any on Ohanize, as the Afenifere is, nobody, they are just Afenifere for their own pockets. So the Ohanize too, they should wake up from the slumber. They are same thing, because they're in our place. They say another cannot be in a village, and the children will start going wayward. You know, they're supposed to be in control of this killing. They're supposed to be in control. It's so saddening. Imo that know very well that has the prominent people. When you talk of education, when you talk of any other things, they own it. The professors, they own them. You know, so why is it that now somebody just came in now and they want to turn the place to killing yards, man? It's uncalled for. It's uncalled for. It's uncalled for. And the other region, the other southwest leader we have, they should wake up from the slumber likewise. They're sleeping in slumber. The Fulani and Entry, they have to be proactive. All the forests now, they are just thinking of how to flush out the Fulani from all the southwest forests. That is why I said the governance, the system of government we are practicing now is not working. Let everybody mind their own business. Let everybody go their way, and manage your resources, and manage your security, and manage your, economy. This thing is not working any longer. But we keep fooling ourselves. You want election, you want this, you want that, you want. I mean, who election help in this country? Who does this government help since the advent of democracy? I've not enjoyed any really democratic, apart from, let me be sincere, apart from this GSM, which was even a necessity then, because Togo, as of the time we were saying we need GSM, before the advent of GSM in Nigeria, Togo, Cote d'Ivoire has been using GSM. So it shouldn't be a new thing that one leader do likewise, and it fetch a lot of money for them. It fetch a lot of money into government cover. So what are we now saying? No goodness things come out. Look at the news everywhere. Killing. The only news that you can say is a bit, soundable is NNPC going commercial. But NNPC going commercial, is it not the same corrupt people that will be running those NNPC? Who benefit from NNPC? Who NNPC help since there's first scarcity all around now? The barbaric management has caused for hike increase in the fair, motor, what's it called, in the commercial, since vehicles, transportation. It has caused serious hike, of fee of transport fare, man. What you are entering for 100 or 150 before is now 250. So who are you to blame? It's the NNPC, because they refuse to supply the oil. They refuse to, work on the refinery to make it, workable. They refuse to do all those things because they want their cronies. The government want their cronies that will be doing this, supplying bringing in the oil and be claiming fuel subsidy. That is what they do. When any government comes in, they will appoint some of their cronies. Those ones will be their monetary backbone. Godfathers that will be supplying the oil, and they will be giving the government in power some, goodies back. Say, okay, for the loyalty.
Lastly, 23, INEC will deliver best ever elections. That's from the INEC chairman.
Well, Yakubu, I think that's the INEC chairman. He has started it. We saw it in Osun. And for electoral acts they sign, that will really hate them. But me, I don't believe in election in this country. Because from election to governance, from election to governance of poverty, to governance of suffering again. All this is not all about election. It is post-election. Me, I'm looking at now. Nothing we can, this set of system we are practicing, the constitution we are practicing, cannot lead us anywhere. So election, we are just wasting money on this election. The money they budgeted for, do you know how much they budgeted for INEC? 356 billion naira. Billion naira. Can't they even settle ASU issue? Can't they settle ASU issues? You know, and what they do now is they bring all those professors. They bring all those professors that are supposed to be in classrooms, vice chancellor, to be electoral commissioner. Is that not what they do? Is that not what they do? They bring them to the election, you know, to announce their result, electoral umpire, what they call them. You see, I mean, the country is just full of scammers. The country is full of scammer leaders.
I have a gift for you at the end of the service.
Yeah.
You won last week. You won best analyst last week, one of the days. So wait for me. Mr. What's that name again? I have a gift for you. But wait, we have someone calling in. Just stand here, don't worry. We have someone calling in. Who is with us? Okay.
Hello,
you have 2
hello,
minutes.
hello.
Let's get your comment on what we are talking about today.
Okay. Hello. My name is Levinati. I am the one that's always typing on the broadcast. I'm always saying end Nigeria today. The reason I'm wearing dark shades is because I'm actually crying. You can see my eyes, yeah. End Nigeria. Stop wasting time. You people, stop wasting your lives. How old are you now? How old will you be 8 years from now? Ask yourself, give yourself a brain. Nigeria is dead. Finish Nigeria. Finish Nigeria. The people who go on the road and go and protest. What is wrong with you? You people are acting like you don't have no sense. You live in a country, there is no single ambulance. Christian, as you get there where you did, if you fall down, which ambulance will carry you go hospital? I said, if you fall down, as you did there, which ambulance? Tell me the color of the ambulance will carry you go hospital. And we dey here with the talk PVC. What is wrong with our people? I don't want to talk too much here. I'm vexed. I am vexed. Thank you. Bye-bye. Nonsense.
Okay, thank you very much, Levinati. Yes, one other person. Mr. Emmanuel, I have a gift for you. Let me give you before I forget. Just money. Good morning. TJO, good morning. Gio, good morning. 2 minutes. Let's get your response. Your comment.
Yeah. I'm saying.
Things like vaginal discharge in a woman, when the woman will notice why she come out from a private part. Or that you notice, not say you can't be there, but not the breastfeed, okay. So was that the come out from the breast? All these things not can be done. Anyone with the trouble.
Okay, Mr. Emmanuel. We can't hear you, Mr. DIO.
Can you get?
Okay. Okay, I bet you need to go somewhere. Thanks. Good morning, Mr. Matthew.
Good morning, sir.
There's anger over the death of this in Imo State. 14 persons that were killed. We don't know who killed them, whether it is the Imo government or whoever. the youth have come out to say that they should disband Ibuagu and also the governor should be impeached. What's your take on what is happening?
Thank you for having me. You see, in Imo State, it's unfortunate that the governor have lost touch with the reality on ground. It's unfortunate that the governor is fighting his own very people. Because as a governor, what makes your government legitimate is the ability to carry the people along. If you form a security outfit, a Ibuagu, and the people unanimously see it as oppression, as oppressive, as being opposition to the people, and there are series of allegations against the Ibuagu of killing innocent citizens in Imo State, I think the government of Imo State should disband that security outfit. Because beyond disbanding it, they should fish out the perpetrators of that heinous crime, of that dastardly act. And unfortunately, we do not trust the government to do the needful, because you cannot be a judge in your own case. If a Ibuagu is being accused of killing innocent citizens in Imo State, how can you not guarantee the probe and investigation that will be conducted by the state government? A situation where Ibuagu is a creation of Imo State government. So that is why I will prefer that I will call on the authorities to institute, to allow another body do an unbiased investigation to unravel what actually transpired. Because I think it has gotten to a point where stakeholders, leaders in this country should be held to account, even beyond the shores of this country. Because if the speed are too big, they cannot be held to account in Nigeria. I think it has gotten to a point where most of them will be taken to international criminal court of justice. If that is the only way we can get justice for victims of high-handedness that is coming from the security agencies.
Okay, let's look at NNPC unveils goes commercial as federal government privatizes and unveil new logo. What is better off?
Normally, it's supposed to run as a public limited liability company. But if you look at Nigeria as an entity, even companies, because you look at who are the stakeholders, who are the shareholders, federal government, of course, the 3 tiers of government that the shareholders. I don't know whether they intend to sell share to individuals. But what I'm trying to say is, whether it goes by the name of a public limited liability company and whether it was other government, I do not see it to work in Nigeria. Because Nigeria government is quick to cite example of Saudi Arabia and some other countries where they have made their oil company, oil major, a public limited liability company. And the one in Saudi Arabia happens to be excelling and has the highest viability in the whole world. But again, can Nigerian government manage it, or can Nigerian government allow the NNPC to operate independently? We are hope to see that. Because for me, I feel federal government will have, in one way or the other, to interfere. Irrespective of the fact that it's supposed to run as an independent organization. Because in Nigeria, look at discourse that was privatized. Federal government is holding some percentage of share, whether 40% or so, equity in all the disco companies. Look at what's happening with most of them currently. We have seen government through AMCON, Asset Management Company of Nigeria, taking over some discos, about 2 or 3 of them. So the question is, will they allow them to run independently? Before now, we are seeing a situation where even banks that were floated by individuals at a point in metamorphosed into public limited liability companies. A time came when Sanusi, as the CBN governor, said if you have stayed up to 10 years as the MD of any bank, that you have to quit. He came up with a policy that says that most of the bank people who fund those banks that are liquidated their assets, that they are barely operating with depositors' money.
And we saw how Intercontinental Bank, Oceanic Bank, how their MDs were forced out. So what I'm saying in essence is a good move, but in Nigeria, will the government allow that organization to run independently? I don't think so.
Okay, Oyetola pencils 50 lawyers over the Osun election.
For me, it's an exercise in futility. Because for me, I think as lawyers, they should be able to advise their clients appropriately. Because if you see a case that it doesn't have merit, what's the sense of wasting the cost time or wasting the tribunal time?
It doesn't have merit?
For me, it doesn't have merit because we all saw that election results was transmitted electronically. And for the first time in the history of Muhammadu Buhari as the president of Nigeria, he congratulated an opposition, something Jonathan was used to do. So for me, I think he should show the part of honor and congratulate Adeleke, because I don't see what they want to make out of it. Even if you are looking at technicalities, for me, I think it's a waste of time. And you want to waste the time of the tribunal and perhaps the resources at his disposal. Maybe because he has some resources to throw around.
Thank you very much, Mr. Matthew.
How are you thanking me?
Let's allow one of our viewers. Okay. Yes, one viewer, let's know who's online. You have to vote. So what we are discussing today, I have Mr. Lucky, I don't know, Lagos beside me. He's getting ready. He's getting set to.
Hello, Mr. Christian, good morning. Can you hear me?
Good morning, Mr. James.
Okay.
Yeah, I can hear you. I can hear you.
Okay, I just came over to thank you for your good work.
Cancer. Sin is believing. Cancer. You don't hear around with the problem of cancer that already person got here.
Okay. It's like your network is bad. Mr. Christian, can you hear me?
We are hearing you. We are hearing you. We are hearing you.
Okay.
Keep on.
I say
Continue.
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 I'm here to educate Christian in Nigeria, and I want to let you people know that this land, Nigeria, is a coast land. The earlier Christians separate themselves from Nigeria, better for them. Can you hear me? I want Christian youth to ask themselves, why is it that most of Christian youth in Nigeria that left Nigeria, when they left Nigeria, they do well. But when you live in Nigeria, you cannot do well. Everywhere. And I want to let them know that God does not dwell in a sinful land. Nigeria is a sinful land. God present is not in Nigeria. You are living in Nigeria, you are just living because of his mercy, not because God present is there. The earlier Christians separate themselves from Nigeria, the better for them. You see this can, this body that called can, they are all scammers. They are all scammers. They are working with Nigeria government, and I want the Nigeria youth, all these elections, say no to election. Yorubas, go on your own. Igbo, go on your own. Let Hausa and Fulani go on their own. The Hausa are the ones that invited Fulani to Nigeria. Let them live with them. Look at the way they are killing Christians everywhere. Look at what happened in the church the other day. Look at what happened in Imo State.
James, 2 minutes. We have 2 minutes to contribute to the program. Mr. Lucky. Go on, Mr. Lucky.
Yeah, good morning. I'm very happy that people are calling in. That people love this station, and I will give you the best, give you the update that what is happening.
What's happening to you?
My brother, things are no better now. You know, everybody, things are so hard. To the human being, whether the kind of thing that government do to us, that not making us, we are not happy. You can see we are not happy. Nobody's happy. You know, we always try our best to make sure we make our people over there happy. Anyway, my name is Lucky Ayagun. I don't know Lagos. I thank you, those who are calling in. We need more call from you so that I can get more
killings. Youth barricade over the Onitsha Road there. Call for the disbandment of the Wagu, and also they asked Uzoduma to resign in the next 7 days.
It's too late. It's too late. Why I say it's too late? When that Supreme Court give that body number 4 to number 1, I was expecting them to react that time. They didn't react. If you see what happened in Sri Lanka, and the people revoked and they removed the president, but they allowed the man to stay there, do anything like. It's too late. That time, number 4 to number 1, that is where they're supposed to have at least shake that state and remove that governor. Say no. People have to speak. Government have to listen to the people, not just one person. If 1 million people march in that way, say they are not going anywhere, the governor will go. But when things happen, it concern me, it don't concern me, That is why you see the governor have that more power. And the worst thing, the governor doesn't stay with it. Every minute you see him either Lagos or you see me, in Abuja, that is where he stay. Our taxpayer money with it. He spend it most of the 75% money in other states. This is not fit to focus on the DC. Where I expect over now to be boiling now. Or most of the southeast area. Don't allow the governor to start talking. He went to what's the name? Oshu. Last election. The governor was calling, they asked to come and speak to Igbo people. For more than 6 times, he said nobody answered. Indication that they are not there to answer you, they don't like you. I don't understand me. So they're supposed to remove that governor by the same people is the power. Let them use that power to remove the governor to resign. Let it go. And the only way to do it is to make hunger strike. Let 500 people, 1 million people go to that government house. I'll occupy that place, stay there for 1 week. Governor will do something. That's the only way. Number just sit at home, stay in Lagos, making noise. Let them just Edo. I remember when we said we don't need Osomole. We went to government house, went everywhere, stayed there. I get me what happened. And we resisted any attempt. I get me. So I expect the Igbo people in the way to do the same thing. Not allow the governor to spend almost finish the 4 years. And you are not coming to say this thing. That's why the man have that mind to be killing more people there, which is very wrong. We condemn it. I condemn killing. That governor should be removed. That's the level. That's my hope.
Okay, NNPC goes commercial as FG privatizes and unveil new logo.
Indirect selling NNPC to private pockets. Indirect. You see, Nigeria didn't make noise. They think it's for their benefit. It's not for our benefit. It's for the benefit of the government. The same GMD are one of the board. I get to be. They said Dangote who are buying share. They said 200 million Nigeria buy share. Who are the Nigerians who buy share there? Later on, they will now open it to general public. They have sold NNPC. Buhari have sold NNPC for himself and his family. That's indirect. NNPC Limited. What is limited there? Who the 200 million Nigerians? They should mention their names. I got to be indirect. Buhari takes time because he's going. He has given NNPC to his pocket, whereby they will start sampling our money now. So Is that a new thing? Does it going to benefit me? No. They have increased. Let me tell you, has increased. Fuel have increased. They'll be selling it 175 in Lagos, maybe in Abuja 176, with 200. That is it now. And people are not talking. It's a routine things. It's a thing that everybody just forgot. So government is just doing anything they like. I get to be so they have sold NPC. They have sold to private, sold to his family. Look at the people yesterday. Who are they? The same old people, old fools are the ones there. So you have brother have taken style yesterday, showing NPC to himself and his family.
Okay, let's look at address as to other strikes within 2 weeks. Buhari tells the minister.
The House of President said yesterday that they cannot call off strike. He said they cannot call off strike. Why can't him, as a father of the nation, why can't he resolve it? Instead of the minister Adamu and Igike have been there for over 6 months now. They didn't do anything. Now you are not giving them 2 weeks. Why can't as a father call their ass and sit with them and do the needful? Are you getting me? Why don't you do it there if you are really serious? Because Buhari did not go to school. That's the reason why he's doing that. Why can't him call the ministers, call the ASU? What are they doing now to 2 weeks? To do what? ASU have explained their own side. Labour have explained their own side, which the president is aware. What's the need of giving them 2 weeks? And ASU came out yesterday and said, no, we are not going to call us strike until they meet their demand. Why can't Buhari not meet their demand? Are you getting me? Why can't he meet their demand? Because one, Buhari government has failed. He has nothing to offer. Now he now started selling about treasure now. He's selling it out now. He's going. Now,
you can have a share.
Well, we said, well, let me wait the money I want. I never feel buy money each. I won't buy share. So what is that? What's it? He's selling everything now. Now it's not doing as he want to do like Utra. He want to do like good man.
This is the biggest company in Nigeria.
You have sold it yesterday. You have sold it yesterday. Forget this NFPC Limited. You have sold it yesterday. He said 200 million Nigeria buy share. Who are Nigeria? Who are they?
No, we have the opportunity to buy. Not
but where they said no now. They won't sell it now to public now. After. You can see. So what I'm saying. He has paid everything, hopefully. There are still money in Oshu. I get me. There are still money in Oshu. That money they map out to spend in Oshu. That bully bank money that Baba Kare go Oshu. Now, because there's no way they will spend the money. They want to use the money to go arrange SAM. Let me tell you, all of us wear suit. All of us are lawyers.
We will go ahead. I'm not a lawyer.
I'm not a suit. We are a lawyer.
Okay.
Anybody that wears suit in Nigeria is a lawyer. How many people see? Take around now. How many people wear suit? So all of us will go to Osun that day to support Adeleke. We will go there. He carry Electoral carry 50. Don't worry. Adeleke will carry 1 million. All of us wear suit. Go to all of us are lawyers. So it's a shame, it's a disgrace to them. A whole Jagaban for Yekete for Oshu. So something is wrong. So that means your party APC has failed woefully. Education 0, security 0, economy 0, sport. Oh, look at our sport. Oh, see how they want to kill our sport. He killed our sport because the man has no spirit of love. When you don't love the people, they won't do well. The ground is angry. Head is angry. God is angry with APC. Buhari, please, I take God beg you. I beg, go. Resign, please. Go. My Lord.
It's not so the discourse.
Okay, Nigeria here. Suit and coat are the same thing. Whether that's suit or whether that's coat, all now. Mama na mama, papa na mama. Papa. Thank you very much. God bless you. See, APC shame. Oshu. No, let me hold on. Our Baba go to Osun State, gather money. See, Adeleke follow. Now, so 2023.
Thank you very much. I have Oluwa one.
Hey, Christian, what's happening? What's happening?
Are you in Nigeria? You ask me what's
No,
happening.
it's like something is taking a new dimension.
What is taking the
They are
dimension?
selling every property now.
NNPC is a commercial brand.
First time in Nigeria history.
Commercial.
Okay, now they want to increase everything.
Yes,
They say 200 million Nigeria will have access to wealth.
You can buy shares in NNPC.
That is a language of illiteracy.
Eh?
Low quality. A liar for the
illegality.
Yes. Low quality. That is another systematic language. Liar from the pit of hell.
NNPC is the biggest company in Nigeria now.
Okay, now they have sold it to their private company.
No, they made it commercial.
Commercial. Okay, they commercialize it.
You have access
for you and I to go there and brought it out
and buy shares.
Would that be in our benefit that the petroleum will be available for everybody?
That's what they are saying.
According to their language. Yes. The language is not forwarding. There's a skeleton somewhere.
Why do you say so?
They are birds of the same feather. They are birds of the same feather. Their liar is continuing.
Nigeria, 200 million Nigerians to benefit.
From today. That language is not upright. Say 200 million. They don't wake up overnight. Now tell us that now it's commercialized because of the system of magic of fuel scarcity. Go to different states now. Go to many places. People in Nigeria is suffering because of fuel. We have the crude oil, we have everything, but we are suffering. Now they are telling us another story today. Let us keep on listening to them. But I know that time has come to an end. That time has come to an end. You can't hear this story anymore when the government is changing. We'll change all of them. And from 2023, you change who? All of them will be changed now. You will see new face there. New face, all those faces are battalion of the looters. They are going, so they have to pocket everything by themselves in the name of commercializing. Imagine, a president, commander-in-chief of armed forces, the same time, petroleum minister. And now you are bringing language which is not forwarding. After many years suffering of Nigeria, no fuel, no gas, no this, no that, no that. Now you are now pocketing everything in the name of commerciality.
Okay. Address also other strikes within 2 weeks. Buhari tells ministers.
Who is minister? Minister of Education. Buhari, we are tired of Buhari's systematic language. Let's not be frank with you. Every time, how long? How many times have we directed Adamu? What have Adamu done? He done nothing. So they should all of them close their fucking eye in a shame. They fail Nigeria woefully. They fail Nigeria everywhere. They fail us. They fail you and I. So we are just thanking God because it's just for some months for them to leave. This story can never continue anymore. Give you Adamu order every time. Where is Adamu? Adamu is Adamu also rock. Also rock, you give order, and the order is not obey. A city president, a real president cannot say, hey, go and settle my people. Under 2 weeks is done. But now, how many times will we be say Adamu go and settle university students? And the university student, the ASU is at home. No money, nothing. Student is at home. You are not telling me us now, Adamu, go. You go yourself. March as a president, let us see that you are doing things accordingly. Don't just sit in one place. The other time, you went to Benue State after they have killing people, they kill millions of people. You know when they say, where is AIG? Where is the IG? I thought this was here 3 days ago, and IG was nowhere to be found. So the language of the president is just like the president is a Tata. The Tata in Asoro giving instructions is not obey. It's not the president. We are just telling God that just some months he will left and go. Then the real president will come for Nigeria, who will sit me and you, who will be hold responsible for everything. This one is just see what is just done now. We do unnecessary thing that is not necessary.
Are you saying it will not benefit?
All those things not necessary. We need to see situation action.
Okay. Address also other strikes within 2 weeks.
It's a story now. That one is a fucking story. How long? If you want to address, you call the necessary authority and talk to them as a president. Not sending one minister that pick a form of 100 million to want to be a president. At the end of the day, can never be a president. Now you are not telling him to go and quench fire. Which fire will he quench? Can't quench any fire.
Okay. Adeboye denies endorsing Tinubu. Stands with PAN and PFM.
He must deny. And I don't even believe that he says so in the first place. Because Tinubu Muslim, but already divided Nigeria. If you 100 million Nigeria to back out from APC, APC is already dead home. Nigeria is not a Muslim house. Nigeria is a divided home. We have Muslim, we have Christian. Whereby we don't have any representative. Like you want to be a president, the vice a Muslim. It's a bullshit. You are out of the game already. You already used your handwriting and cancel yourself out. Nigeria is a multi-regional country now. We are not a Muslimized country. Christian is here, Muslim is here. Where is our voice? So our voice is silent. So we don't have anybody that is capable of being a voice. So you say no Christian. That means automatically Christian is not value to you. So we are not value to you. You are not value to us. So you go and vote on yourself. Let the Christian Nigeria nationwide back up from APC with the immediate effect upon the whole Nigerian news. You see, unveiling that same man today. He's telling that no matter you shout, it doesn't concern him. So now let us bullshit him. Pushing the party entirely. APC is dead forevermore. Without ticket, Muslim. Let go to their own mosques and vote. No Christians should vote for them. Nationwide. So that language is a slap to us. And who will go slap you back? Go and gather the whole Muslim and vote for you and want to ask rock. Why is it possible?
Okay. Thanks very much, Oluwawan. Yes, Mr. Andrew Gujimi. I think Mr. Lucky's number 08098277364. 08098277364. One more time, 08098277364. Have Mr. David. Mr. David. Okay, have one person, one reviewer. Let's talk to one reviewer. Right.
Hello, Christian.
I'm offline. Let me go online.
Can you hear me?
You have 2 minutes if you're online to contribute to the program. So you can continue.
Thank you for having me. I think that these issues that we have been having is a mark of a kind of weakness that we started displaying for quite a long time. Our country, we all keep dividing ourselves constantly, talking about north, south, east, west. It's not going to get us anywhere. How do you think other people fix their problems? We have to come together and start solving problems. The Nigerian problem is not that hard. One, we have security, big problem. We've never had a good security in the country. If any of you left your house today, leaving your doors and windows open, if you leave your doors and window open, then put your address online and tell everybody that your door and window is open, they'll come and rob you sooner or later. That is what our country is like. We have all this wealth under our ground and we don't protect it. Our young men are selling mobile phones and driving taxis on the street instead of them to be protecting their country. And we have not done even 10% what we are capable of doing to restore security in that country. If you restore security, economic activity will grow, jobs will grow, and you are going to improve prosperity. And none of us will be running overseas anymore to escape our own country, where our forefathers, the land that our forefathers left for us. And the way we run ourselves, we blame the North all the time, like the South blaming the North. Why are we blaming the North for anything? You don't talk to them. You act as if they are strangers to you. We are fighting over religions that don't even belong to us. Who is the owner of these religions we are fighting over? Christians want to die over religions that is not of their forefathers. Christians want to die, Muslims want to die over religion that is not of their forefathers. What are we fighting for? We are acting like a lost people. That is the problem. We have to get ourselves by realize that we are one of the oldest people on this earth, and we have to realize that we have been living with the North for thousands of years. Not this religion is just new. And the religion is going to go, and they are still going to be there. We have to protect our land. There are people all around us trying to take advantage of us. Any house that is divided, other people will inherit your house. It's just that simple. All this stuff where the other guy come here and say, let's break the country up. Let's do that. It's not going to get us anywhere. If you are in a situation like Nigeria is in right now, we are trying to keep the roof up with hyenas circling, hyenas circling us. We are talking about breaking the country.
Yes, that I give you just to support you.
Thank you.
Okay. Let's look at like I wanted to ask a question yesterday.
Yeah.
I forgot asking that question. Is there any plan to Islamize Nigeria?
Why you think they ask me strong questions?
Yeah, because I believe, as a matter of fact, you told me from the Fulani tribe. So there are various accusations that the Fulani want to Islamize the country. There's a plan they have. So I'm asking you, I want to get the Fulani.
No, that's you push it in one.
I generalize it a bit.
Yeah. So
some parts want to Islamize Nigeria.
No, still you don't get it. Islam want to Islamize this country. You understand? All of them, because it's the religion.
Whether they are Yoruba,
whether they are Muslim, Islam is Islam.
What are you, as a Christian Fulani, facing? What are the challenges you are facing? Where you?
And that one Bible talk I'm right from beginning. Say we will see all this kind katakata, this one and that one. But we still stand firm. It's our faith. Back to your question. Say,
is there a plan to Islamize?
Is there a plan to Islamize this country? Yeah. Yes.
Can you give me some of the reasons?
You see, most of all these northern governors that are Muslims, they are traveling to Saudi to go and lie for Arabians that their country is suffering, snapping all small areas to go and scam them and collect money and come and form what do they call it here? Sharia, so that the nations of Islam will understand that yes, it's true, the country is Islamized. And you know, everybody who is a liar want that lie to stay firm and show off. And the truth is that, you know, ever since Usman Hodio died, his aim is to Islamize the country. And then the agenda of Boko Haram is to Islamize the country. See, don't think that Boko Haram just come up to Agege and fight Agege and kill people. No. Boko Haram, they first of all come in three different ways.
They come in 3 different ways.
Yes. They don't just come area like this because this area is this one. They just start killing people. Not be like that. They first of all come there and preach and tell all the people in Agege that this is their own doctrine, as in this is their own stand. First. Secondly, they come and mount their own leadership, that emirate, that this is what they want, this is how they want it to be. Then the third, if you refuse to accept that condition, that is when they come up and fight this area. So what does that mean? Islamize. All those 16 local governments they collected, that's Mubi, View, all those places, Michika, and all those places, they are the pillars of Christian in Adamawa State.
Adamawa State?
Yes. If that Michika, Mubi, and see, most of those local government they collect is the pillars of Christian in that state. Sorry. So, what else?
Okay, let's Kaduna. Now dangerous for Christians, says Khan.
Yeah, back to still this one is the definition of your question. If you go to Kaduna State, If you go to Kaduna State, Birningwari doesn't have problems because it's a Hausa community. Kaura doesn't have problems because it's a Hausa area. So Zaria, all those places. Where they will tell you the problem is Kaduna, Southern Kaduna or Kaduna South. It's because that's the only place that Islam didn't conquer. That former Christian governor from Kaduna State is from that area. And when they kill him, they go around celebrating. They are watching them. Then we get planned. Yes, so, what else again?
Okay, let's look at Buhari gives Adamu 2 weeks to end ASU strike.
He gives him 2 weeks because he hears our voice. We are not okay with this. We are not.
Did he attend? What school did he attend? You got the secondary or you got to university?
No, I attend Flani's primary school. That's nomadic education. And then I attend secondary school in Catholic secondary school, St. Teresa College. Then I go further to attend CO in Super. That's School of Education Super. What else?
Okay, let's continue. Okay, talk about this.
Yeah, we are not okay with the two. The what did I go to call it? The command Abi for the strike.
Yeah.
As an intelligent person, a ruler who call himself a ruler, you first of all come on apology. Yes, you first of all apologize to those children, those parents, those youth, that this is why there was that delay, because you are a leader. You first of all give apology of that reason. You understand? And then you make a quick movement towards that side. Because I believe now is here in Lagos, it's Tinubu that called him that this is the issues on ground that are stopping this thing. I believe. You understand? So him being the fact that he's an illiterate, he doesn't know anything about it.
Who is an illiterate?
The president.
That's President Muhammad Buhari.
Yes. If he's not an illiterate, you know how to
tackle the
issue
of education.
Yes. When you say it's a very good comment when you say an army headquarters to move to Borno State where the problem is. It's a good distance. But when you go there, not only moving there, you need the resource physically. You understand? So if you are a leader and you know you are educated, you first of all, this is how many months costing people destiny. You are youth in this country destiny. That's second. If Barry is not an illiterate, secondly, I can make this comment and stamp it. How can a president be a minister of petroleum? The same president in that same country that you some youth doesn't have work. You acquire 2 offices, you give Fashola 2 offices. Does that mean that what kind of mindset is that? Or what kind of educational system is that? So, what else?
Okay, lastly, Adeboye denies endorsing Tinubu stands by Khan's directive. Lastly.
Me, I don't want to talk about that, the Adeboye, because I don't understand. The only thing I can say is I don't understand Adeboye going into this kind of politics, systematical issue. This is the only reason why I respect David Oyedepo. David Oyedepo has never ever come out for once with one politician. No matter who he is, and he still not lack anything. Me, I am a Christ Embassy member. I don't know anything about Adeboye or Oyedepo, I mean. But I respect Oyedepo on this thing. So this one he denies because his children or his speaking is there, this one and that one. And yet they are not controlling the issues well. And I don't want to talk about it because what will be his name? David didn't talk about who? Why is this Jonathan father? I forget his name. No, when David become, despite say God denied Saul, David didn't talk about Saul, and he still respect him. So what is here is that, hey, I have message for what did they call him? Peter Obi. See, I believe say people they think say Peter Obi no go win. That's carnally minded people. Yes. Maybe they will think that because Atiku is a northern and he has money, he has power. Also, Tinubu is a Jagaban, he has Lagos, he has people he put in position, this one and that one. See, we are working harder than how they think they can work. Because we have seen their own part finish. This country, we are the one that first of all, both Buhari and Buhari disappoint us. And we can never go back to that position again. Forget say you go there and say he settled fuel issue, this one and that one, so that it can be. Where is that question myself again?
Well, issue is they turn NNPC goes commercial. They turn NNPC.
They turn it to everybody. This one, all is scam. They are just scamming. They are just fluctuating. So that's just it.
Thank you very much. I'd like to see before you go. I'd like to see you again before you go.
Oh, yeah,
Mr. David. Mr. Samuel, don't go. Mr. Samuel, don't go. Good morning, Mr. David.
Morning to you.
NNPC goes commercial.
Morning to you, Mr. Chuku. A very wonderful
comment from that.
Comment and word from him. Kudos to him because he had really come out. He has been consistent. He has constantly been coming out to also air his own view. And then the very good thing for Nigerians and for those of us who are tired to see, who are tired to sit and watch, not to criticize the government. Everywhere in the world, irrespective of the political power, the citizens have constitutional right to condemn and criticize the government constructively, not to come here and start abusing them. So back to the question.
NNPC goes commercial. Now a private company to benefit 200 million Nigerians.
I think every of the reviewers that have come on air to speak or to speak about this issue of NNPC have made one stance, and their stance is this commercial this one as government has now turned it into a private sector thing. How would it affect the ordinary man on the streets? How has their policies, how has Shopee affected me and you? You could remember how has Empower, government has said Empower affected me and you. How has traders money given money the government said that will be given to the market women. How has traders market women money affected me and you? That is the question. It's not about coming out with policy. It's about how effective would this policy trickle down.
How have they handled the former NNPC?
Is that what?
How have they handled the former NNPC?
The former NNPC, you've known from time past that see it has been looting. Now NNPC could not remit money into the national coffers. So now giving it into the private sector. Who would buy the shares? Who is buying the shares? This is the same thing Atiku said he will do in 2019. And some person said Atiku want to sell Nigeria. Now, as buying also Nigeria. This was one of Atiku manifesto in 2019. We also saw critics coming out to condemn Atiku. Atiku will sell Nigeria. Atiku said now that Buhari has now privatized it now, as buying also Nigeria. Now, who do you think will buy the shares? It is the Squanics. Who are the one buying the shares? Can you afford to buy the shares? Maybe the CEO of Flip TV, Mr. Beldu too, we are supposed to buy the shares. Because for me, I don't want to. Yes, for me, I don't want to buy the shares. Maybe the shares is made for those ruling class. Because I don't see a reason why you say shares, buying of, throwing it, making it a private entity will benefit me and you. You know what private entities means? They want to make profits. You know, their major aim is to make profit. So it will be double taxation or double taxation. Now, government, you've seen in recent years, government has tried to even pay subsidies now. This private sector now will not pay subsidies because it's a private business. So the sole aim of private business is to make profits, make it because now you have workers, you need to pay. If you don't pay, if you don't make profits, how will you pay your workers? And now allocation will no longer come again. You know that in a private business, I mean, it is the profit you make. It is the amount of commodities or goods you sell. That when you make profits, then that's when you can be able to pay staffs, pay salary, and pay those things. But now, before, NNPC will wait for federal government allocation. Now, no more allocation, and now no more subsidy. Government has been subsidizing fuel since 1999. Now, government has said they can no longer subsidize it. So that means it is you buy it at the cost price. Yes, if the landing cost is 300, petrol will be sold for 300. Because before, if the landing cost is 300, government will work with the supermarketers. So
how will it benefit Nigeria? How will it benefit
this one? Benefit 20. It's even inflicting more hardship on us. It is because now the price of fuel, the price of fuel now detects how the price of other commodities will be. Because a market man would board a public bus down to market, and now the transporter will tell you that fuel is now 200 per liter. Now they will increase hike of transport fare. So how does that one want to benefit me and you?
The companies that produce, they use fuel also.
The companies that produce use fuel, so cost of commodities will go up. It's another issue for us again. There's another inflation in times. This will now. Some companies have shut down because of the high price of diesel.
They reduce their working hours.
They reduce their working hours, and then some people have been trying their staff. So this policy, I think, the president did not even. Those that advise him wrongly. This is not the best time for him to have done this thing. It's a very wrong move. The discourse you sold of NEPA. How far? We're not paying money for energy every year. This will keep increasing tariff. How has it benefit me and you? We keep paying high for something that we can barely use for like 6 hours or 7 hours. What is that? Now you've sold up NNPC at this trying time. This is not the best time when the economy is still trying to even bounce back. When the economy is in mess, when Nigeria economy is in depression, is in recession. This is not the best time. This is not the best time.
Okay. One more question. Let's look at Oyetola with 50 lawyers. Oyetola bends down 50 lawyers for your show election.
Mr. Christian, I think the major problem of this country too, the judiciary too, has contributed to why Nigeria is still underdeveloped. Because you saw what happened. You saw what happened in 2018 or 2019 election, where Trump was seeking redress. The Supreme Court trashed out his case. A president, then Joe Biden was the president-elect. The Supreme Court, either in Philadelphia, trashed out his case. But some court in Nigeria will see entertain that nonsense. Despite the fact that Adeleke won convincingly. The election result was so glaring. It was so glaring. That was the people's mandate. And now it was transparent. There was no rancor, and that was the people's mandate, and that was what the people wanted. See, my advice to the judiciary is that they should not call crisis. Because if they try to like subvert the law, my brother, there will be crisis in the land.
Okay.
And for this,
also other strikes within 2 weeks.
Who?
That is the Minister of Education.
The Minister of Education is a non-entity. Sorry.
Yes.
He's not my Minister of Education. His son granted last month. His son granted from a UK university last month. If his son was in Nigeria, would that strike have prolonged to this extent? I want to commend ASU for standing firm. This is the best time for them to stand on their toes. This issue of money 2.something billion has been lingering since 1999. It is now or never. Let them not relent until the money is being paid in full. If government comes again, tell them to agree, cajole them, go back to the drawing board. Government will not fulfill their promises. Let them stand on their toes, and then see. Moreover, it is not stand on their toes. Our public varsity has become a thing of mockery. Government should also innovate and bring in equipment into our universities. That is what these people are fighting for. It's a just cause. So let them not relent. If politicians could send their children and their word abroad, why can't they make Nigeria education system beautiful, where we that don't have access abroad can at least go there and then have sense of belonging? You cannot deprive us of two things. If deprive us now, we cannot go abroad because there is no funds on ground. Now you want to deprive us of good quality education. Go to see one day. I think Flip TV should just go to any public university and now this program and see how dilapidated our schools is. Some universities don't have chairs to sit, and you are telling ASU to come. ASU will be so stupid and foolish to call up this strike without achieving their purpose of embarking on the strike. I want to tell the chairman of ASU, please and please, if he wants money, Nigerians will contribute money to him. Nigerians will. We are willing to contribute money, even if it's 50 naira for them to eat. Let them not relent.
Yeah.
Let them stand firmly on this one. That if Ashwaju could take 12 billion to Osun State, let him also bring out such money and give to lecturers. Let him bring Let them bring money, because we have ruling class. We have capitalists in this country who are very wealthy. Let them also bring money and put a stop to this issue of linguist strike. Every time I strike. It is now or never. I told you yesterday, I said labor is on serious. You have told me. How many days now? Half about the strike.
No, it's next week.
Next week, Tuesday and Wednesday. Next week, Tuesday and Wednesday again. It's his story. Bet me.
If you don't give me my price now, there will be strike next week.
What did I promise you?
What are you promising me? Coke and gala. I don't need Coke and gala.
So
I don't need Coke.
Wait now. What do you want?
I need a laptop.
You need a laptop. From who?
From you. From you.
From a jobless youth.
Thank you very much. I am Mr. Samuel. Mr. Samuel, let Mr. Samuel, please. We don't have time. 1 second, give us 10 minutes. I know you.
Okay.
Nicola. Good morning.
Good morning.
After him, we talk. Where is Mr. Samuel?
Good morning, viewers at home. Good morning, Christian. Long time.
Okay.
Yes.
I'm wondering, how do you address ASU and other strikes within 2 weeks? Buhari orders the Minister of Education.
Okay, good morning, viewers at home. My name is Samuel, and in looking at the headlines, ASU strike started on the 14th of February, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah,
so if you calculate that to today is 18 or 19, I don't know. So if you 20, okay. So if you pick that now, it's approximately 5 months plus. So by next month, in less than about 2 weeks or so, or 3 weeks, it will be the 6th month. So the logic of reasoning is questioned, like, do they need to wait to when it's closer to the election before they address an issue they were not able to address 4 or 5 months ago? What is the yardstick of addressing it in 2 weeks? What you definitely do not want to address in over 7 years of your administration. Now, I want to say that the educational sector is as faulty and as problematic, just like every other sector. Medical sector, is it working? The security sector, is it working? Do you have portable drinking water? Do you have good roads? Do you have good economy? So which sector is working? So the university, out of all the educational sector, seems to be the only one, even in military days, that holds the government to ransom. So what do? They want to destroy the education because the education determines what the people take in, what you know, what is obtainable in standard world, what is obtainable in the US and the UK. You can start head to head and do your master's program in the UK and Canada and engage anybody outside the country in a logical argument. So if you don't spoil the economy, the educational sector of the tertiary institution, you won't be able to brainwash the people so that you can always use them for your selfish interest. Because the calculation of destroying the educational tertiary major educational system is not accidental. They can send their children to overseas. They will graduate and they will take pictures. If the educational sector in Nigeria you govern is so good, why not let your sons and daughters also be part of the system so that we can appreciate you for the good system you put in place that your children are also enjoying? But because you understand the reason why they need to place the people in the stage they are, so that they will use that as a reason for always getting votes. Then they will use poverty as a point two to address the people, so that when you give somebody 2,000, that 2,000 looks like 1 million to cook a pot of soup. So they bastardize the educational system. Even the one, the half-baked education we have, some graduates cannot think deep to differentiate between good and bad. To differentiate that in a federal system, there are things that federal is not even supposed to control. To differentiate that in a federal system where you have different ethnic groups and dissenting voices, you are meant to use the Constitution, section 5, subsection 1, subsection 2, section 2 talks about the unity, the territorial integrity, the national integration of sections, either religious, either ethnic, either social groups, civil society. So that should shape your idea. If a so-called political party, if there's anything like that, that have a national outlook, if there's anything like that, we now look at the nation as a whole to pick candidates to reflect the people, the confragments of different sections. So what do they do? Because lack of education will make people stand on the sense of logic. In a country that have about 200 and something million, let's assume you have a population of a reasonable number of Christians, a reasonable number of Muslims, and let's say a lower number of traditional worshippers. So you now see a political party coming out to play on the intellectual consciousness of the majority of the people of Nigeria, whereby the current president is another Muslim, the current VP is a Christian from the south. The current Senate president is another Muslim. The current speaker of the House of Assembly, President of Femi Gbajabinia, Ahmed Lawan, President Muhammadu Buhari, is a Muslim from the south. Then you now see the same settings. We now go back and bring a southern Muslim president, a northern Muslim vice president. Then you now sit down and look the concept of federal character, the concept of the national integrity of the state, which should supersede a group, interest, religious. Name it. You don't wonder. And people will say they went to school. The question is, what kind of, even the Arabic education is producing people who are not truthful to their spirit, who are not truthful to themselves, who are not truthful to how democracy started. Let me move a bit. Democracy started in the Greek city-state of Athens, and people start within themselves, so that me and you will not be fighting. How do we control the state so that a certain set of people can be on the affairs of the state? If you read about the concept of state theory, you understand that it was as a result of agitation between everybody trying to control the state. And that is why Harold Laswell and Karl Dutch consecutively define politics as who gets what, when, and how. And the authoritative allocation of resources. The authoritative allocation of resources should now reflect on the group of people that make up the society, whose the resources emanates from. So insane clients, what they do in federal system with dissenting voice, they rotate the presidency that goes around to create a sense of belonging, equity, fairness, justice, national integrity, unity. Because anywhere there's injustice, there's inequality, there's agitation, there's no peace. So when you see the deliberate pursuit of ASU, when it's about 6 months, next month they will lift the ban for campaign, so they know it will be a blow on them, so that they won't use that against them. The truth is it with the truth intention they want to call off the strike of ASU? Will they call it off? It's not even calling off. The question we should ask is, how many times in the last 7 years, I have lecturers that are friends. The book I even told you about that I've written is in my school, and the school is on strike. the lecturer is at home. So I was not able to get the book. Yes, it's been published in Nasarawa State University. The chapter I contributed comes in chapter 4. I'll bring it because I know some people will be thinking he lied. So the lecturer left the book in the office and has gone to be doing another thing on her own. So that's why the book is still in school. So what I'm saying in essence is, this government has engaged with ASU on about 4 different meetings. They signed a new memorandum of understanding. The government did not meet up with the new meeting they voluntarily signed. There's a Latin magazine that said Pacta sunt servanda, which means that if you voluntarily entered an agreement, you are bounded by law to fulfill the agreement that you voluntarily entered into. So you now make yourself a mocking stock that an institution of a state that should uphold the principle of law are the ones breaking the same agreement they signed with ASU. So the question is, they only want to do a political brouhaha to end this because campaign will be lifted about a month's time from now. So it's a political move. ASU even give them a template of how they should be paying the money instrumentally. 7 years ago, they came in around 2014. They gave the first excuse. They went into another meeting with ASU. They wrote a memorandum of understanding. They signed. ASU gave them, oh yeah, follow the one where you use your hand. They broke it. They went into another memorandum of understanding, signed. And in fact, Electoral called me about 3 days ago because some people are sentimental. They say, ASU is the problem. They sleep with our girls. They don't make our children to go home. ASU should resume. And the lecturer now gave me a breakdown of the different memorandum of understanding that the government used their hand to sign. This is not about this current hypocritical, devilish, and double standard government use their hand to sign. So
let's go somewhere else. NNPC goes commercial as FD privatizes and unveils new logo.
This can be answered with just 2 concepts. There's what is called in economics, Keynesian theory. Why there's another concept, a theory, Adam Smith. Now, what you should ask yourself is, okay, the Keynesian theory states that government brings up policies, formulation of ideas to run a government in order to curb inflation and higher expenses within the community, within the state. Why Adam Smith is of the free market enterprise, whereby the forces of demand and supply should undo whatever you get. So the question you'll be asking is, this same confused set of leaders in 2019 said that Atiku wanted to sell the economy or the NNPC to his friends and cronies. Now, is there a clear-cut policy? Is this, although there's no government in the world that runs a perfect capitalist or socialist society, I mean, that must be accepted. Now, it is an act of confusion and the height of intellectual stupidity that a government that countered the free market policy all of a sudden is not putting anything in check, but wants to pull its hand off almost on everything. Now, what is this government always responsible for? What is the concept of this privatization? So what are you changing in the logo? Is the changing of the logo? I was watching it yesterday. It's going to reduce the prices of, see, madness, illiteracy, and mediocrity is a norm in Nigeria. And we need to tell them to that. That's why we don't hide our face on national television platform. We will tell them openly that the policies are stupid because the people there don't have brain. The less intellectual, who don't know their left from their right, don't know what to do. So they are always conflicting, confusing, and constantly modding up policies and creating an own goal every point in time. So I'm not surprised that the same government that criticized Atiku's privatization, all of a sudden, do not even know if they should stick to a free market policy or probably a socialist society. Go and read their manifesto and what they stand to portend. You will see that there's confusion. These people don't know what to do. You change logo. How the changing of NNPC logo make fuel and the cues to the common man. So you see that that's why they are hiding most of the contestants from open debate. They don't know anything. The dullards in the society have been leading the pilots of affair from 1960, the less intellectual. And I subject them to an open debate with Peter Obi. Or even the guy in ADC, Dumebi Kachuku. Subject these so-called structural deficient political gladiators who parade themselves with high escorts without doing anything good for the society. Lagos was ranked out of 173 cities in the world as the worst 172 position. Then you see some mediocres who do not know their left from their right, May God not allow us that our daily bread and our income will be dependent on the act of the political benevolence of some of these people. Because that is why some people come out and they display public mediocrity of an intellectual deficient opinion on an issue that's a national conversation. The question is Nigeria the only country in the world? So why are the bad things recorded in Nigeria?
Okay, let's look at Electoral employed the services of 50 lawyers in order to look at the election.
Oyetola lost, and glory to God. So now what they should be doing is they should take their bitter pills that the reality of 2023 seems to be much closer to them than how they imagine. But I want them to spend more, that they will win the general election. Like, if I'm in their campaign team, I'll collect the money. It's not their father's money, it is the state's money that they've kept somewhere. Now, the question you should be asking is, if I'm a lawyer, knowing fully well that they will lose in court, who collect the money and eat? Now, the question you should ask yourself is, I graduated from Ife. I know much about Osun State. Even the first election he won in 2018, between God and man, leave politics and sentiment aside, did Oyetola win the 2018 election? So what they should have done, between God and so what they should have even done is to collect all the salaries he collected from 2018 in the first place and collect the whole money they've unjustly spent, because it's just a wasted year. He never won the election and it was clear. But let's assume, because of the technicalities of law, that he won the election. So Oyetola collecting 50 lawyers is not going to solve the fact that he actually lost the election. And if he's going to contest, and it's a litmus test to the APC, what is ahead of them in the coming years. You see, what they saw in Osun is just a pipe loop. Let the election come in the northern region, in a general election. That is when they will now understand that, people are deceptive in this Nigeria. Opposition parties in Nigeria don't win election. The ruling party loses the election when they lose the popular mandate of the legitimacy that's been given to them by the people. Jonathan, not only in Nigeria, Jonathan had more governors in the PDP when they lost the election. 2 days ago, check their line. APC want to charge their senators to court because they've already known the numbers of legislature in the National Assembly that want to the camp. So all of them are playing hide and seek, hypocrisy. Let us wait and see from July to December how the politics and the politic will play. They will now understand that those that did not put a clause in the constitution to make sure that all geopolitical zones should be producing president one after the other are not only doing themselves harm, they are only clever by half. Because whatsoever you capitalize on, the other person too can also capitalize on it.
Okay, lastly, let's look at Kaduna, now dangerous for Christians, says Khan. Let's look at the insecurity, especially in Imo State, where 14 people that went for a wedding were killed, gruesomely killed. And we are looking at who killed. The governor says bandits, the guys are bandits, and it was done by the DSS. They are conflicting issues. What do you think really transpired?
Two things first. Let me come in by saying insanity is doing the same thing over and over again and expecting a different result. The Igbo people in Imo State are not serious. I was expecting them one day, if they see the convoy of Uzodinma, they should stone him and that convoy. I was watching TVC yesterday and I listened to Jide Otitoju. The report on ground stated that those people went for wedding. For hopeless Uzodinma came out on a national TV and was saying the opposite of what actually transpired. They were on bike, and because maybe the security operative thought they were unknown gunmen, they opened fire. That was the true picture of the eyewitness accounts on different social media and notable TV station. Hopeless Uzodinma now came to play on the intelligence of the people. Now the question you should ask is, were they armed? As at the time the fire was, you open fire on them, were they trying to attack any group of people? in security analysis, these people come out to public space, they know what they're doing. To make it look as if everybody is a fool. But in the true sense, they are the greatest of all fools who don't understand their left from their right. In military intelligence and even in police training, you don't see a set of people, even when there's a suspected case, that person is even armed. As long as there is no effort to trigger such ammunitions against you, you don't open fire. We've seen cases in this country whereby the military openly engaged in an open confrontation with armed people and collected their arms, shot them in the leg. So there's no way you can say people that are not armed are more sophisticated to have attacked you, that you open fire and killed about this 7 or how many 14. It's unheard of. It is barbaric. It is traditional. It is parochial. It is not governmental in nature. It is Uzodinma should see. God will allow Uzodinma to labor in vain. His children will be killed, like the way the children of the poor masses are shot at. His grandchildren will die in serious death. The same leadership style he has used in governing Imo State, his family will also be governed in that same pattern. If they were killed unjustly, his grandchildren till his 10th generation, even when he's dead, will be killed in that same manner. He will never rest in peace in his grave, and his children will die mysteriously. Both the ones overseas.
If they were killed unjustly,
there are many people that have been killed unjustly in Imo State. And the same thing too. Now, Mama Bond, they no be stolen. Who's man too with a wife? They will whip till they die. In their old age, they will labor, and their children will be caught in prime. The fruit of their labor will stay with them.
Thank you very much. Yes, a long day. We've come to the end of the program. Bystanders at the newsstands. We have no more time. Data is very, very, very much needed at this point in time, but we can't spend more time because of data and some other expenses, Nigeria, and the challenges that we face. God is helping us in the country. I am Christian Chico. Bye for now. Till tomorrow, as we are going to be here for another exciting edition of the program. Bystanders at the newsstands. So far, who won? Samuel or Mr. Emmanuel? We are going to deliberate on that. Thank you.